Straight ahead on Eyewitness News, a fire in Goodhue County kills 3 people. I'm Jeff Crilly. I'll have the story.
And keep an eye on the IDS tower tonight. You'll see it light up in a familiar pattern. We'll have a live report from downtown Minneapolis.
And in Kuwait, getting back to normal means fixing up all those ruined buildings. We'll have an exclusive report. Please join us for Eyewitness News next.
The legendary name in outdoor fun now brings you a new sport. With more muscle than Ford Explorer, advanced stopping power, with a grip that holds tight for extra security. The affordable new Jeep Cherokee Sport. Why buy an ordinary 4x4 when you can own a legend?
See your Great Northern Jeep and Eagle dealer, where you can expect the best.
It's morning, and another day. There are kids to get dressed, breakfast to be made. But for a few moments, you have a little time to think of what this is all about. What it's about is big people helping little people to be big themselves one day. It's not easy. But what else could you possibly do that could ever be so important? MJB wishes you a good morning and a wonderful day.
When you're thinking about new cars or used cars, don't miss Ava's car sales. Through this Monday, Ava's is melting car prices. For example, 1990 Chevrolet Cavaliers from just $59.99. 1990 Pontiac Sunbirds from just $69.99. And 1990 Pontiac 6000 LEs from just $89.99. All cars are fully equipped and are available with 100% financing to qualified buyers. Now, 3 Ava's car sale locations: Airport, Golden Valley, and White Bear Lake.
You're watching KSTP Channel 5, St. Paul, Minneapolis. Now, live from your 24-hour news channel, Stan Turner and the entire Eyewitness News team. This is Eyewitness News.
Three people, including a child, die as this house in Goodhue County burns. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. It happened early yesterday morning in Wanamingo, Minnesota. We've put together a map to show you where that is. It's about 50 miles south of the Twin Cities. The fire claimed the life of an 11-year-old boy, his father, and a friend who was spending the weekend. Jeff Crilly joins us now live from the control center with more on the story. Jeff?
Stan, dead are 42-year-old Ira William Krinzer, his 11-year-old son Ira Jr., and 37-year-old Norman Hansen, a friend who served in Vietnam with Ira Sr. and was spending the weekend with him.
Looking at what's left, it's easy to imagine the horror Debbie Krinzer must have felt when she came home from the midnight shift at work to find her house filled with smoke. Neighbors say she ran upstairs to rescue the 3 who were sleeping, but the smoke was too much for her. She ran out and had neighbors call firefighters. The town's volunteer fire department was joined by firefighters from neighboring towns, but it was too late.
It's totally engulfed in flames, so there's no way you could get in the house.
Among those killed was 11-year-old Ira William Krinzer Jr., a 5th grader at Wanamingo Public School.
What went through your mind when you first heard it?
I started to cry. I was mad.
Mike Thompson was Ira's best friend. He says last night he said a special prayer before going to bed.
I prayed to God and I asked him if he'd bring him back.
Children played in the schoolyard today. Many of them won't find out till tomorrow that one of their classmates is dead. School principal Jeff Evert says it won't be easy breaking the news.
The kids are close to one another. Our classes are small. Everybody knows everybody. As it touches my own family somewhat too, I guess. I have a son that's in Ira's grade.
Now, as tragic as this fire was, it could have been even worse. Ira's 7-year-old and 10-year-old sisters slept over at a friend's house and were not at home. Ira Sr. was a staff sergeant with the Army National Guard based in Cottage Grove. His company, incidentally, did go to Saudi Arabia, but he was not among them. And Ira Sr.'s friend, Norman Hansen, is a truck driver from Spokane, Washington. He hadn't seen Ira Sr. in 18 years since the two of them served in Vietnam together. He was spending the weekend.
Jeff, what about the cause of the fire? Do the investigators have any idea?
At this point, no, Stan, and the house is so badly gutted out there, it may be difficult finding a source.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Other news, investigators are still looking into the plane crash that killed 4 people near Thief River Falls last week, but they know this much. The crash is not a result of mechanical problems. Officials found no defects in the plane. The complete investigation will take 6, maybe 8 months. A white Minneapolis couple will find out tomorrow if they'll be allowed to adopt their black foster child. This is the child right here, known only as Baby D, with foster parents Jan and Steve Sharp. The Sharps have cared for the child since she was 4 days old. A Hennepin County judge will rule tomorrow on whether Baby D will remain with the couple or go to live with her maternal grandparents who are fighting for custody. Minnesota laws now lean toward awarding custody to immediate family members. Minnesotans returning from the Middle East will get a grand welcome home, but they're going to have to look skyward to see the greeting that's meant for them. Soon the IDS Tower will be decorated with a giant yellow ribbon. And Inga Hammond now joins us live from downtown Minneapolis with the details on that. Inga.
Well, as you said, it is very soon. In less than 2 hours, the IDS Tower will be garnished with a giant yellow ribbon to welcome home the troops. What will it look like? Well, remember in 1987 when the Twins won the World Series? The front of the IDS Towers had giant words, "Win Twins" on it, and Twins #1. Now, the ribbon display will be similar to those lights. The same light fixtures are being used, but this time the fluorescent lights will be covered with a special yellow sleeve. Now, we visited the IDS Tower today as workers put the finishing touches on the display. Just to give you an idea how big it is, the bow and its tails are 56 feet long and 56 feet high. Consists of 87 lights and 174 fluorescent yellow lights. Took more than 150 man-hours to complete the ribbon. Those who worked on it knew they wanted to do something to support the troops, but had some trouble deciding just what that something should be.
We were going to do kind of a phrase of some type, but nobody could come up with anything that was as appropriate as just what the bow says, to express our gratitude for the service people coming home.
Now, the people who put together the display are going to meet right here at PV Plaza at about 7:15. Then at 7:30, they're going to speak on the radio to the folks up in the building, and they're going to turn the lights on. And anyone who wants to is invited to come on down here and help them count down.
Inga, I'm sure some folks are curious about the cost of all this. How much is that, and who's going to foot the bill?
Well, it's not going to be very much. The light fixtures are actually extra fixtures from the IDS Tower, and the folks who put it together volunteered all their time. It's estimated it'll cost 38 cents an hour to operate the lights. That's less than $10 a day. So the managers of the building say it's well worth it.
It's a good deal all the way around, sounds like. Thank you, Inga. Some American troops could be in the Gulf region for yet another 10 months. That word from Desert Storm Commander General Norman Schwarzkopf today. Other developments, Iraq now objects to the U.S. ceasefire proposal calling for Iraq to destroy all chemical and biological weapons. Rebels in the country say the fighting with government troops is spreading to Baghdad, the capital. And banks in Kuwait are open for the first time since the country's liberation. And it's obvious what Kuwaitis will be spending their money on: fixing the city. Eyewitness News reporter Jason Davis is in Kuwait and has seen the damage Iraqi soldiers did to homes, businesses, and government buildings. Without offices, it's impossible for administrators to work, so repairing municipal buildings is a high priority. American Ralph Clark is supervising some of that work.
To go in, to clean them up, repair the windows, make them secure, fix some doors, general cleanup.
Tonight, more on the workers doing those repairs, so please join us for the exclusive report later on Eyewitness News. Back here in Minnesota, Duluth residents are still talking about yesterday's storm and the TV tower brought down by the wild winds and the heavy ice. Coming up, we'll tell you about a community trying to get back to normal. Then, thoughts of spring. Should you plant tomatoes, green peppers, or daisies? We'll visit a greenhouse when we come back.
Right now, during Truck Month, at your local Northland Ford dealer. It's the Dare to Compare $100 Test Drive Challenge. Compare Ford Ranger, Ford Explorer, Ford F-Series. Take them for a test drive. We're so confident you'll buy one of these Fords, we'll give you $100 if you buy a competitor's truck. It's the Dare to Compare $100 Test Drive Challenge. But hurry, this is a limited time offer. See your local Northland Ford dealer for details.
Hi, I'd like an oil change, and don't forget my game piece.
Some people would do anything to play Jiffy Lube's Great American Giveaway.
Parlez-vous Pennzoil?
That's because we're giving away fabulous vacations.
Holy cow.
And thousands of other terrific prizes.
You shouldn't have.
The Great American Giveaway from Pennzoil and Jiffy Lube.
Woof.
Now everyone's a winner.
Most of us listen to 2 or 3 radio stations every day. One to start the day, and one to go to spend the day. WLTE Light FM 103. Perfect for spending the day. To have on at work, keep you company at home, to unwind in the car.
Soft as an easy chair.
Soft light music, less talk, so you can spend the day. This is the one. Light FM 103, WLTE.
The Cadillac, it moves well. It's just a very classy, tailored car, and it's very pretty, it's very elegant. There's a big difference in driving or riding in a Cadillac and driving or riding in another car. I think I noticed that especially when you get a loaner car for whatever reason. And boy, I'm glad to get back to a Cadillac. This is home. I know this car. I'm comfortable here.
It's much quieter today in Duluth. No ice storms coated city streets, no television towers fell down, but yesterday's strange events are sure giving people there something to talk about. The tower that fell belongs to our sister station, WDIO, and we've asked Brad Ring from that station to update us on what's happening today. Thanks for joining us, Brad.
Thank you, Stan. As you can see, the Channel 10 tower behind me still looks a lot like a jumbled erector set today. While this accident naturally affects life here at Channel 10, it also impacts some of our neighbors who live around the area in an area affectionately called the Antenna Farm. When Nels Erickson tells his 3-year-old daughter Ellen about the story of Chicken Little and the sky falling down, she has no reason to doubt her dad. Erickson lives with 1,000-foot-high antennas in his backyard just over the hill from where the WDIO tower crashed to the ground. Police evacuated his family last night when it looked as if other towers might also crumble under the weight of ice and snow. The falling television tower and large chunks of ice worry him.
It's been a major concern of ours, but primary concern is usually the ice after the storms that come down, and we have had busted windows in the past here. So it's a little frustrating.
Still, Erickson, who's wearing a hard hat for protection from the ice, accepts the showering debris as a fact of life living in the middle of Duluth's Antenna Farm.
Yeah, we're tough. We're tough. No, we moved in. We really didn't anticipate to have this problem, but it does happen 2 or 3 times a year. It's something we're living with right now.
Dave Hansen and his family also lives near dozens of antennas and was evacuated. He can see the Channel 10 tower from his yard, but the accident and ice don't worry him at all. He enjoys life on the Antenna Farm.
We enjoy living here. It's convenient as far as being close to, well, we're in the middle of town, but no, the towers themselves have never given us any concern for safety.
Crews here in Duluth continue to work around the clock to help out other people impacted by the storm. Originally, the storm knocked out over 50% of the power here in the city. Now that power has been restored and there's only small pockets of blackout continue. Stan?
Brad, I presume WDIO, your station, is broadcasting. How is it doing that without that tower we see in the background there?
Well, we continue to broadcast over cable, and we hope to have an intermediate transmission system set up sometime later this week, which would have a narrower range, but it would still continue to broadcast.
You made your own lead story yesterday, didn't you? Thanks very much for the report.
Yes, we did.
Okay, Brad. Swarms of people in the Twin Cities today turned over a new leaf, quite literally. Spring breezes prompted green thumbs to poke at petunias here at a Bachman's open house. Whether planters were looking at trees or tulips, they were all celebrating the demise of winter. One woman hopes to get her son's hands in the dirt.
I have a 4-year-old and thought it would be fun for him to grow his own garden. So we're starting out with some dirt mix and a little potter and some seeds.
And we can tell you that among today's biggest sellers were Easter lilies, that figures, and daisies. Pretty nice, too. No wonder all those folks are thinking about gardening. It's a day designed to promote spring fever. I think I've got a pretty good case. How about you? The only way to fight it, step outside and pitch a few, like this ball player in Minneapolis today. Phil Schwartz pitches another spring forecast for you in just a minute.
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman, the kind I'd like to meet. I don't believe you're not the truth. No one could look as good as you.
Catch the fun of Mercury Capri at your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
Oh, pretty woman.
Grandpa, wake up, you gotta be dead.
When you come to South Dakota, plan to stay a while. There's so much to do. This is the land where Dances with Wolves was filmed. Come, experience Dakota, South Dakota.
I wish your grandma could be here.
Somehow the news is getting around about Dunkin' Donuts.
My donut's coming up to 52 varieties with no cholesterol. My donuts are made with the finest ingredients and no cholesterol. My donuts are made fresh with no cholesterol.
Dunkin' Donuts now up to 52 cholesterol-free varieties.
Look who's here.
I want your donuts.
The word is getting around.
Minnesota is moving to Mitsubishi.
Richfield, White Bear, and Wayzata Mitsubishi.
Get around high car prices. Buy an Eclipse.
It's been on Car and Driver's 10 best list 3 years running.
And it starts at $11,202.
Thinking Camry or Accord?
Why? Galant starts at just $11,342.
Montero voted Best Buy by Car and Driver.
And perfect for a Minnesota winter.
Starts at just $15,832.
And now, with thousands in dealer cash incentives, it's the perfect time to make a move to Mitsubishi.
Richfield, White Bear, and Wayzata Mitsubishi.
Palm Sunday, the last Sunday of Lent. Churchgoers celebrated today in the St. Paul Cathedral with song and the procession of palms. The Mass begins the traditional services of Holy Week that lead up to Easter Sunday. Of course, that's 1 week from today. 2 days ago, a rather large day on the Phil Schwartz and Michelle Schwartz home calendar, the birth of their first baby. A baby boy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Goo Goo Gaga file, there it, Phil. Describe the action for us. There you go.
You're making work very difficult. Who
Well,
decided to put this in the
surprise
show?
is kind of a birthday gift. for
She
Garrett.
is. I'll tell you, there's one brave woman. She deserves all the credit. All I did was sit there and watch, and she did all the work. Yeah. So there's the little guy. 8 pounds, 11 ounces, not so little, but I'll tell you, if you haven't experienced that, that's quite a feat. It's amazing.
2 feet there,
2
I saw.
feet, 2
Absolutely,
hands,
yeah.
2 eyes.
Wonderful.
Healthy little guy.
Congrats
So it was
to you.
exciting. A little hard to get into the weather when these things are going on, but obviously we have a few things to talk about weather-wise. Some of them rather interesting. Starting with the next couple days, definitely some spring-like weather. Temperatures maybe getting close to 60 degrees the next couple of days. Next chance for any precip maybe tomorrow night, and then later in the week, we're going to see some changes towards the cold weather once again. But a lot of folks out at neighborhood parks today. This is Martin Luther King Park today, and we saw quite a few folks out there walking the dog, playing basketball on the swing sets. Whatever you like, today was the day to do it, and tomorrow even warmer than today, but maybe not quite as sunny. Currently outside 51 degrees, relative humidity 36%, west winds at 10, and the barometric pressure 29.97 inches, and it's falling. High temperature today, 52 so far, 11 degrees above average, and you know, for the entire month of March, except for a few days, temperatures have averaged well above normal. That will continue until about Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday. Looks like somewhat colder weather will return. Low temperature this morning only got down to about 33 degrees. No precipitation today, and the sunrise tomorrow morning, 6:07, sunset at 6:30. That big storm, the one that caused up to 17 inches of snow in western Minnesota, well, last night it was situated pretty close to Green Bay. As it moved off to the east and weakened, we saw a clearing trend from the west, and that clearing trend led to a lot of sunshine today, and that sunshine helped push temperatures back into the lower 50s. Now, you can see a few clouds to our west. Those could move in here tonight, but no big deal. Then clearing skies a little bit farther to the west. This is the next system that will be influencing our weather, but the main thing it's going to do is pull warmer air from the south, and that means temperatures well into the 50s, close to 60 degrees for at least 2 more days. Temperatures right now in the 40s and 50s throughout much of the state, somewhat cooler in the west where they still have that snow cover, 39 in Alex and 42 in Redwood Falls. Now, on tomorrow's surface map, here comes a little bit of moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. That could trigger a shower or 2 by tomorrow night. A stronger storm will cause a lot of snow out west, and this is the storm that will tap some cold air up here in Canada, and that will probably get in here, I would say, about Thursday. That's when we could see quite a few changes, but no problems tomorrow. Highs well into the 50s in the southern, well, about the southern half of the state. 40s across the north, look at those 60s and 70s. They're not too far away, and we could be very close to 60 degrees, especially as we head into the day on Tuesday. So our forecast looks like this. Clear to partly cloudy, mild tonight. Low temperatures 25 to 30 degrees. Waking up tomorrow, expect a partly cloudy start and a temperature of 34. Now through the day tomorrow, we'll gradually see the clouds on the increase. It will become a bit breezy, but certainly on the warm side. High temperatures 54 to 59, and we may just be able to squeak out a 60-degree day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, maybe a shower, lows only into the lower 40s. And then as we look ahead to Tuesday, expect partly sunny skies, unseasonably warm, 57 to 62 for a high. However, on our extended forecast, after a relatively mild day on Wednesday, we start to cool things off Thursday and Friday with highs in the 30s. And tonight at 10:30, we're going to take a look at and see how far above normal temperatures have been this month, and it's been rather exceptional.
Unseasonably warm has a nice
Certainly
ring
has.
to it. Thank you, Phil. Straight ahead in sports, almost some fun in the sun for Minnetonka's David Wheaton this afternoon in Florida. On the ice, the North Stars experienced the big chill in Chicago in what could very well be a Norris Division playoff preview. Eric Gislason has it all for you next.
Upon its introduction, the first Acura Legends set a new standard for performance sedans. But as impressive as that may have been, it was merely a reflection of things to come. Introducing the new Legend from Acura.
Outrageous.
Get conservative. Have you got your pearls on?
Yeah, gotta look good.
Bad. Fresh. Younger. Older.
She showed me a gazillion different frames.
Have you got your pearls on?
Those are definitely pearls.
Definitely pearls.
Bought one pair with a coupon and they gave me a second pair.
Promised they'd be perfect. Guaranteed it. Why just wear glasses when you can put on pearls?
I mean, I gotta look good.
Pearl and Pearl Vision Express for glasses in 1 hour. Call 1-800-YES-EYES for locations.
This is LeSabre Month at your Better Buick dealer. Buick LeSabre, the most trouble-free American car and the best-selling full-size car in America. Right now, a huge LeSabre inventory means you get a deal so great, it's guaranteed to put you back in the market for a new car. And now, for a limited time, get up to $2,000 cash back direct from the factory on selected Buick models. But for the biggest savings and factory cash back, you must buy now. LeSabre Month, on now at your Better Buick dealer. Don't miss it.
The Big Zero. That's the finance charge at Highland for 1 full year on new in-carton merchandise, from audio and video to home office equipment and appliances. 0% for 1 full year. In fact, everything you've ever wanted is at Highland Superstore's 0% financing event with absolutely no interest payments. And by the way, it's now through Monday.
Too bad the young man had kind of a power outage there, didn't he, in Florida?
Yeah,
today,
Dave Wheaton just kind of lost his oomph, Stan.
Yeah. He had it at the beginning,
yep,
didn't he?
Yep. His run at the Lipton International Players Championships came to an end this afternoon in the final match. David Wheaton. Jim Courier rallied from a set down to steal the title from the Minnetonka native. Wheaton used his big serve to take control of the first set. Here he gets an easy point by driving Courier wide, and Courier is in trouble. Wheaton fired 10 aces on the day. But while his serve was his ally most of the day, it turned into his enemy at the worst time. With the match tied at a set apiece, 3 games all in the third, David double faulted, giving Courier the break he needed. Courier then closed out the match, finally getting Wheaton to unleash the backhand into the net on match point. Jim Courier wins the Lipton title 4-6, 6-3, 6-4 over David Wheaton. Courier nets $179,000 for the win. Wheaton settles for a second-place paycheck of $94,000. All in all, not bad. North Stars didn't really need a win, but they knew they'd need to make a competitive statement today in Chicago against the Hawks in case the two teams meet in the first round of the Norris Division playoffs. The Stars proved they belong for a half a game today. Brian Bellows broke a scoreless tie 3 minutes into the second, tipping home Neil Wilkinson's shot from the point to make it 1-0. Unfortunately, it would be the Hawks who flexed their second period muscle. They scored 5 unanswered goals before the Stars would score again. 2 of those came off the stick of Mike Hudson, 1 there. But the Stars would keep their hands to the plow and score the next 3. Brian Bellows, second of the game to make it 5-4, but that's the way it stayed. In the meantime, the North Stars will play host to St. Louis tomorrow night at the Sports Center, another team they could face in the postseason. The Hockey Gophers are back home from Maine tonight without a Final Four to look forward to this coming weekend over at the Civic Center. The Maine Black Bears saw to that last night in Orono when they rallied back from a 3-1 deficit in Game 2 of their NCAA quarterfinal series with Minnesota. Martin Robitaille scored what would be a game winner midway through the third, one of 4 unanswered, as Maine earned its ticket with a 5-3 Game 2 victory and a clean sweep over a very disappointed group of Gophers led by Doug Wood.
They're an extremely good team. They've only been beaten, once in their building all year. We were right there, a couple of crossbars and maybe a little bounce here and there. We'd have won. So I think we were there, Eric. It's just that when you get towards the end, the teams are so doggone good that you need the fortune and to be able to come through when the games get tight.
By the way, Maine will open up semifinal play against Northern Michigan. Boston will play the winner of tonight's Lake Superior State-Clarkson Game 3 in the other semi. Since being embarrassed by UNLV last year in the NCAA championship game, the Duke Blue Devils have wanted a chance to score revenge on the Rebels. Duke will finally get its chance next Saturday when the Devils and Rebels meet in the Final Four at Indianapolis. Bobby Hurley led the way with 20 points as the Blue Devils were in control from the start. Once again, Duke's opponent had a devil of a time trying to stop Christian Laettner, scoring 19 as Duke moves on with a 78-61 win. The East Regional Final featured top-seeded North Carolina and 10th-seeded Temple. King Rice and Rick Fox hook up for the basket. They combined for 31 points, and the Tar Heels led by 5 at half. Temple stayed on the heels of Carolina throughout the second half. Mark Macon kept making his shots as he led the Owls with 31 points. Down by 3, Temple had a chance to tie, but this time Mark is off the mark. North Carolina survives the East Regional Final 75-72, earns their first trip to the Final Four in 8 years. The victory is also Dean Smith's 47th in tournament play. That ties him with former UCLA head coach John Wood. It's been a long time since a high school from St. Paul has won a boys basketball championship. In fact, not since 1949 in Humboldt High. Tonight, the AA title trophy is resting at Cretin-Durham Hall, though, thanks to a thriller last night with Minneapolis Roosevelt. The Raiders and the Teddies couldn't decide this one in overtime. That's because Roosevelt's Tex Phillips canned a big 4-pointer to send it to overtime. The extra session dominated by Cretin. John Tower setting the pace with a big 3-pointer of his own as Cretin ran to a 74-62 overtime win. Great game, and congrats to both teams. The Twins get a chance to play under the lights of their new facility tonight. The Detroit Tigers are in Fort Myers for a rare evening game in the Grapefruit League. Day 2 of the World League of American Football. Don't want to get that wrong. Barcelona, Spain opened up the new season with the win. Scott Ernie hooking up with Gene Taylor, 43-yard scoring strike. And in the rain, the Barcelona Dragons soaked the York, New Jersey Knights, 1970.
It's not a rain, it's a monsoon. Wow, thanks, Eric. We are now working on reports for our late newscast. Be sure to join us for the story of the Boy Scouts who guard the turtles. 3 times a year, leatherback sea turtles make slow, rigorous journeys up the beaches of Costa Rica to lay eggs. But poachers are endangering the ancient animals, and tonight we'll meet the Minnesota Scouts who are helping save the leatherbacks. Join us for the story right after the movie. That'll happen about 10:30 tonight. Well, who says there's no such thing as a free lunch? This morning, those with loved ones home from Operation Desert Storm and those still waiting were treated to a free Sunday brunch at Nick Lowe's restaurant. Food, drinks, and even entertainment were donated, with singer Marilyn Sellers providing old familiar tunes.
This is something to show the people of the whole country that when you care, you do something.
SOCOM support our country's military, helped organize the free brunch. More than 300 families attended a feast of goodwill there today. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tonight about 10:30. Please join us. Bye-bye.
Kuwait, a country in deep trouble. I'm Jason Davis, and I'm here to show you how Minnesotans are playing their part in the international effort to help.
Out of a few essentials, this week at Snyder's, selected Your Life natural vitamins are on sale for just $4.99. Sunshine fudge-dipped graham crackers and fudge-striped shortbread cookies are only 99 cents. And Fuji 200 speed film is just $2.99 for a 24-exposure roll. So next time you run out of something important, run into Snyder's.